What's up, Braves country? Welcome back to another video. Tonight we're going to be reacting to the Cubs-Braves Sunday night baseball game. A huge win for the Braves, a huge momentum game, but we've got a lot to talk about. Now, typically, reaction videos are going to just consist of us talking about the game and maybe the next game, but tonight's going to be a little different. I want to talk about injuries, tonight's game, this whole week, and next week. So we got a lot to cover. But before we get into any of it, make sure you like, subscribe, and if you're not already, follow Brave Century on Instagram. That's at Brave Century, no dot, no underscore on Instagram. All right, let's get into it. So the Braves put up 13 runs tonight. Obviously, a good offensive outbreak for the Braves. Score was 13-4 yesterday. Score 13-4 tonight. We flip them. Cubs win yesterday. Braves win tonight. Coming off of how bad yesterday was offensively and pitching-wise for the Braves, tonight was huge. It was huge to get a big lead in the first inning. Obviously went up 6-0. Freeman home run, Darno home run, Adrianza home run, Heredia home run. Those were just huge. It was a good way to start the game. Bryce Wilson had a lot of leeway. And I want to talk about Bryce Wilson because coming into the game, I didn't expect a whole lot out of him. He's kind of the guy that I thought would be a long reliever for us this year. He's not a long reliever. Obviously, he's coming in to start, and that's mainly for rotation injury purposes. But he did a good job. Honestly, with how good the Braves' offense is, if you can go through a whole game and only give up 3 runs, I'm good with that. Well, technically it wasn't the whole game because we ended up giving up 4. But he pitched, I think, 5 or 6, only gave up 3 runs. That was huge for us. He gave our offense a chance. Obviously, we never trailed in this game, never really got close. So, yes, he had a lot of leeway to work with, but it was good for him to get a start. And I would like to see him get a start again. I don't know where Smiley, Fried stand on their injuries on rotation, but I would assume you're going to see Bryce Wilson and probably a start against the Diamondbacks sometime next weekend. I assume to see Morton and Anderson against the Yankees this week, which we'll get to in a moment. The offensive outbreak this game, I should say, was huge for the Braves, especially after sort of a rough week, only winning 3 against teams that we probably should have won 4 or 5, but it's okay. Now, injury-wise, Acuna went out, and we don't know a whole lot about it. Snit will talk about it in his post-game press conference. We'll hear more tomorrow. I'm not sure. I feel like it was more precautionary than anything. I feel like it's the same with Ozzy. I think Ozzy probably could have started tonight if he absolutely had to, but I think it's smart to we have an off day tomorrow, let him rest, get ready for the Yankees series. So I'm not worried about Acuna. I'm not really worried about Ozzy. Rotation-wise, it does scare me a little bit. I think Fried and Smiley, I don't think that they're anything serious. Hopefully Soroka will be back soon. I will say, I think maybe even being on the IL will help Fried. These last 2 starts haven't gone his way, so maybe getting that time off and coming back will give him a different mindset. I don't know. Let's hope so, because those last 2 starts, if we face reality, were not that good. Hopefully he can pick up on that. But when we look at all the injuries the Braves really have, both of our center fielders out. Heredia picked it up tonight. I will say, I wasn't impressed with him this weekend, but tonight he picked it up. Obviously, he had the 2-run homer and then the grand slam, which was good. Bullpen pitched well tonight. Luke Jackson, I was blown away. I think he struck out the side after getting runners on the corners with nobody out. So that was huge. Overall, it was a good night for us. Obviously, a blowout victory is always a good night. We have an off day tomorrow. I think it's a much-needed day of rest for us, especially after a week of just playing. The Yankees are struggling right now. The Yankees probably is a series that we should split in the Bronx. If we can win it, that'd be great because we play the Diamondbacks next weekend, and we should beat the Diamondbacks. Then we have a 4-game series against the Cubs, who we obviously just played. I'm not sure how, we'll just have to see injury-wise how we are once we get there. But I kind of want to look at the division. I think after the win tonight, we're like 2.5 games back, which is completely fine. I mean, with how bad we've started the season, how many injuries we have, I'm okay being 2.5 games back. The Mets play in Chicago starting Tuesday, and then they play the Nationals this weekend. So it'll be interesting to see if we make up any ground in the standings this week. If not, I'm not worried. We usually play well towards the second half of the season anyway. But I kind of just want to get on, react to the game, tell you my thoughts. Obviously, like I said, great offensive game, good pitching by Bryce Wilson. I would expect to see him have another outing. His numbers don't necessarily jump out of the page at you, but they were pretty darn good considering it was his first start since Game 5 of the NLCS, which, by the way, I think he should have stayed in. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on that. Should Bryce Wilson have stayed in Game 5? But overall, thank you for watching tonight's video. I'm super pumped about the win, super pumped about going into this week. Gonna go make a post game for the game right now. Let's go Braves.